So far in this series, I've talked about songwriters having talent and working hard. What I want to talk about in this video is the ability to form good relationships. And to help explain why that's so important, I'm going to use a visual aid. Imagine for a minute that everyone in the music business would fit into an area the size of this CD. If that were the case, the people who get to the top level, the musicians, the songwriters, publishers, managers, producers, label executives that are actually involved in putting out hit songs, they would fit into that little hole in the center, probably with lots of room to spare. And the only way that you get into that inner circle is if somebody who's in there invites you across. Now, the people who are in that inner circle are crazy busy and everybody's trying to get to them, so they'll only listen to songs that come to them from people they know whose judgment they trust. If that sounds hard, it's because it is. But the good news is it's not impossible. For one thing, the people in that inner circle genuinely are always looking for the next big thing. And also, in this big area of the circle where newcomers have more access, there's a lot of people who know somebody in that inner circle, or who knows somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. My observation of Nashville is that writers that have genuine talent and are working hard and growing, they get passed up the line. Of course, that assumes that you're not alienating people. And that brings me to a topic that in Nashville they call being a good hang. You have to be somebody that people want to be around. Now, there's no one way to do that. You can be who you are. I mean, if you're wild and crazy and you like to close down the bars, there's bars where songwriters hang out. If you're a teetotaler and you sing in the church choir, well, there's probably a songwriter in your choir or somebody married to somebody in the music business. But wherever you're hanging out, be as positive as you can. Nobody wants to make a referral for somebody that's always whining and complaining and feeling sorry for themselves and trashing other people. And as a co-writer, don't be the one that's always shooting everybody else down and insisting on getting your own way, because you're not going to get a lot of co-writes if you do that. And complaining about the music business, forget it. Everybody knows how hard it is. Nobody needs to be reminded of it. If you genuinely believe that commercial music sucks and the business is rigged, okay, either find another way to share your music or accept the fact that it is what it is and find a way to deal with it without making yourself and everybody around you miserable, complaining about it all the time. Another aspect of being a good hang is not having an agenda. If you're making friends with somebody so you can get them to do something for you, they're going to sense that and they're going to start putting up walls. But if you're just open and friendly and you're interested in what's going on around you and curious about other people, not just talking about yourself all the time, well, you're probably going to end up making some friends and people are going to want to help you out because they like you. And the last thing I want to talk about is building good relationships with your peers. What they tell people in Nashville is you move up with your class. And what that means is that talented songwriters find other talented songwriters who are at their level, and they start writing together and they teach each other what they're learning and they introduce each other to the people that they're meeting and they grow together. And you see it all the time. First one of them gets a publishing deal and then the next one and then the next one, and somewhere down the road you start seeing their names on the charts. And that's the goal, isn't it? Because when you get to that point, not only can you feed your family as a songwriter, you can put your kids through college and buy a boat.